Good after, excuse me. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the webinar. Find time to save time, advanced social media tips and tricks. My name is Carlos Scarpero. My business is called Mr. Leads. I'm an internet marketing consultant here in the Dayton, Ohio area. If you need help growing your online presence, please reach out to me. I can help you in numerous ways to grow your business. My website's right there at the bottom, mr-leads.com. I'm an authorized local expert for Constant Contact, which means I do these seminars in partnership with Constant Contact a few times a month in various locations. If you are here in the Dayton area, I would love to meet you in person or also do several of these webinars. This webinar today is being recorded, so feel free to watch it again. It will be posted on my website, mr-leads.com, at the end of this session. A big couple hours, take me some time to put it all together, but you can go there and review it, or if you have a friend that wants to watch it, feel free to pass it along as well. I also have all my previous webinars on that website, mr-leads.com. If you click on the blog link, you'll see all my previous webinars. But enough about me. Who are you? Let's take a minute to introduce each other. When I do these live, I will actually go around the room and have everybody introduce each other. But since we're on this webinar, I can't see you, don't know who's there. Just take a minute, go in the chat box, introduce yourself, so that way I know who you are and what you're up to. In a minute, we'll also take a couple questions, see kind of where you are in your business. But right now, let's just all introduce each other. So I'm going to pause for a second and see who's here. All right, so we got Jasmine for the Triton Group. Welcome, Jasmine. Paige from Indianapolis, Body in Motion. Welcome, Paige. Anyone else here? Everyone else has got quiet. So we got Innistar. Looks like Siraj Family Homes Incorporated. Excellent. Anybody else? You know, a few others being quiet here. We got a foster care agency in the house. Excellent. I think a few others are just eating their lunch, being quiet, and that's okay. But excellent. Thank you for being on the webinar today. We're going to go ahead and get started. Move things right along. So this series is part of the Constant Contact Be a Marketer series. If you want to be a better marketer, all it does take is Constant Contact. They are my partner in this webinar series today. And Constant Contact has a few different services. If you're not familiar with Constant Contact, I would love to invite you to check it out. It's definitely worth it for almost every type of business out there. Excuse me. With Constant Contact, you'll have all the marketing campaigns you need together in one place. So here are some of the services that Constant Contact offers. The first one is the newsletter and announcement service. And so that's what they're most known for, is the email newsletter service. It's definitely something that every business needs, and definitely you want to take advantage of that. Next, we have the offers and promotions, and that's a Facebook and social media tool to put out coupons and things like that. Next, we have a feedback and survey tool. Definitely want to take advantage of that. You want to get feedback from your audience, do surveys on the audience. And finally, we have an event registration tool. And so if you want to do events, register them online, take payments, it's an excellent product. The nice thing about that one is that it's a 1 month, it's a monthly subscription type service, which means that unlike other services that charge, start charges based on the number of attendees and all that kind of stuff, it's all built into the subscription, which makes it really nice. I talk to people that are part of different services. I've moved several over when I can show them that you can actually save quite a bit of money by being on a subscription plan with Constant Contact versus being on the plans the others offer where they're taking 3 or 4% off the top before you even take credit card fees and other things as well. So definitely, I want to invite anyone on this call today to take advantage of those products, and I'll share a little more about that later. But why are we here today? There's a survey done by Fortune.com in November 2014 that showed that 90% of businesses see increased exposure and improved sales from social media. So it's something we all know we need to do, but not all of us are doing it. And so I have a question for you. What's your biggest frustration with managing your social media accounts? So we're going to take a minute and answer this question. I want to kind of see where you guys are at currently, any questions you have regarding that. And as we move through the webinar, definitely work to answer all those questions. So take a quick second to answer this question. Developing meaningful content. Oh, that's a good one from Jennifer. Anybody else have an answer on this one? Having people interact. Ooh, too many platforms. Definitely a good one as well. Anybody else? Finding out the most effective tools. We'll be talking about that very shortly. Not knowing if you're using the social media most effectively. Excellent. Not enough time. Good one, John. Anybody else? All right. Well, those are all really good answers, and most of these will be covered in the next 5 minutes, in the next 10 minutes. So we'll definitely help you with all those frustrations. And if you have additional questions, I'll give you my contact information at the end of this webinar, and feel free to reach out to me as well. So let's move on with this. So here's the thing. Take time now to learn so you can save time later. There are just lots of tools out there, and that was one of the questions was which tools to use. And so if you take some time to learn those tools, many of which are free, by the way, or low cost, you'll save time later. So on the agenda, curating content. There was a question about content, so definitely pay attention to that one. Basically, we take other people's content and share it instead of having to create your own content. Next, we got social media management tools, creating content and events, and then there's apps, and then the art of not overthinking. And then, of course, next steps to get started. So what is curation? It's the art of discovering, gathering, and presenting digital content that surrounds a specific subject matter. So think about this. You don't have to be the creator of all the content. You'll drive yourself nuts if you have to think about creation. If you become the gatherer, if you become that person that knows your industry, knows your clients, knows your prospects, and knows that this is what they're going to read, this is what they're interested in, and then just share those things, you become that subject matter expert that they look for information. And so this can actually be quite a relief because it's just a lot easier to find content than it is to create your own. And so when you do content curation, you can put a few places. You can put it on your website. With that, you can create a blog post. So it goes into your blogs. What you can do is use 3 or 4 articles and then post those on your website. And don't put the whole article, maybe put a blurb or 2 and then put your own commentary. But it just makes it a heck of a lot easier than trying to create a 500-word article from scratch. And then you share that on Facebook, either directly to the article or your blog post that talks about that content. So when you think of it in those terms, it can be much more efficient than trying to come up with an entire article on your own. So you might be wondering, is this plagiarism? And what we found out is that it's not plagiarism if you give credit to the original source. Now, does that mean you're going to take a 500-word article and put the whole thing word for word on your website without giving credit? No. But certainly things like this, where you go into Twitter or Facebook or Hootsuite or whatever, and you give credit, say, hey, here are 8 rules of success for social media, and say it's from Inc.com, that's perfectly legitimate. If you put out your article and you say, here are 10 resources about the rules of success with social media, and then you cite those 8 sources, and maybe you put a paragraph or 2 from each one, but you don't recreate the whole article, is certainly not plagiarism. So we had some questions about time. Who the heck has the time? You got so many things going on. And for some of you, you may be just so time strapped you don't have any time at all, in which case maybe it's a good idea to hire someone. And I'm available for hire, by the way, for anything related to your online marketing, so feel free to reach out to me. You might have an assistant you can train, or maybe you just need to budget your time. Maybe you need to think about, okay, maybe that Saturday afternoon when things are slow, or Sunday afternoon, or whatever day works for you, I'm going to budget 2 hours to do my social media. And the nice thing with these tools I'm going to show you in a little bit, you can block out your schedule and just do it all at once. You don't have to log in, log out, log in, log out, 5 minutes at a time. And if you do it that way, you'll drive yourself nuts. You totally will. So when you understand time batching and understand that you can just do it all at once, it makes it a heck of a lot easier. So here, Constant Contact did some studies for different platforms. Here are the recommended times currently, which is 1 to 3 times a day on Facebook and 5 to 9 times a day on Twitter. So as you can see, if you're trying to do those all, a couple minutes here and a couple minutes there, you'll drive yourself crazy. That's why I definitely recommend batching out your time and doing these in a batch. So become the one-stop content shop. Get your content out there on the different platforms. Somebody mentioned, being frustrated with all the different platforms out there. I definitely recommend you don't have to overextend yourself. Really take some time to think about which platform is right for you. And it just depends on what kind of business you have. If your business is a consumer, I definitely recommend you start with Facebook. If you're more B2B, I definitely recommend you start with LinkedIn and go from there. So social media is all about building relationships. You're sharing their content, and hopefully they'll share your content if it's good. And you're building that audience, and the people whose content you're sharing, they're building their audience as well. And so if you can build those relationships and maybe become friends with some of those authors, it can become a win-win situation for everybody. So RSS Reader save you time, and if you're not familiar with RSS, I'm going to talk a little more about this in a second. So if you're not familiar with the term, don't worry about it. I'll go a little more in depth on exactly how those work. The first one is a site called Feedly. It's at feedly.com. Feedly is an RSS reader where you can actually go pull content all into one location and use that to curate the content. In other words, find content you can share. I'm going to do a quick demonstration in a few minutes of exactly how Feedly works. So stick around for that. And here's just some animations, but I'll actually do a live demo in just a second. So the next one is discovering content. And so with Google Alerts, basically what that is on Google at google.com/alerts, you can actually get Google to send you an email whenever there's new content found. So definitely set an alert for your personal name, for your business name. Those are good even just to manage your reputation, because you definitely want to know what people are saying about you. And that way you can stay on top of things. If there's a good review, make sure that you can thank them. If there's a bad review, you definitely want to also address that as well. But also with Google Alerts, what you can do is actually get content emailed to you whenever it shows up in the Google search engine. And that can be really interesting because you're on top of those stories, and you're the first source of that information, and you're able to disseminate and interpret it and show people, okay, here's why this is important. This is why you need to know about this. Other ways, sign up for newsletters. Sign up for your competitor's newsletter if they have one. Excuse me. Because with email newsletters, you find out what everybody else is talking about, find out what the hot content is, and it'll give you lots of ideas. Social media, same thing. Sign up for social media. There's a site called Porch. It's an app for your cell phone. I know on Android I have it, where you can actually look at social media, or you can actually follow different companies on social media and really look at all their profiles. Definitely, if you have competition that's using social media, I would say go on Porch and follow all their accounts and see what they're posting. See what's interesting, and it might jog something in your memory that, oh yeah, this is probably something I should talk about as well. So definitely sign up for that. I believe it's porchapp.com. I have it on Android. I don't know if it's also on iPhone. It probably is. So social media management tools, you need a scheduler, engagement, and analytics. So what a scheduler tool does is it basically helps you time batch. So with a scheduling tool, what you can do is actually go and find a bunch of content, put it all up in there at once. And then with engagement tools, what you're doing is you're looking at the engagement with your postings. And then finally, we have analytics tools where you can actually look and see exactly what's going on with those posts. The first one is called Hootsuite, and so Hootsuite is basically it allows you to post to multiple sites at the same time, and also schedule that out. And so the nice thing about Hootsuite is it's the set it and forget it kind of tool. Like basically what you do is you create 5 or 6 posts at once, and then say I'm going to send this one today, that one tomorrow, that one Monday, and you're done. So it's a lot easier than logging in, logging out, logging in, logging out, which will drive you nuts. And with Hootsuite, you can also look and see exactly what's been posted, see the whole list, and then maybe a week from now you go, well, that one that's on this date, I'm going to move it to this other date. So. Also with Hootsuite, you can actually look and see tweets and retweets, make lists, and find people that you want to follow. If there's things that are being posted you want to retweet, you can retweet it or reply to them and all those types of things as well. And with Hootsuite, you can also have engagement and actually look and see, okay, what's going on with that. And finally, we have analytics. So with the analytics in Hootsuite, you can look and see how many retweets you had, how often things are being posted and reposted, and all those sorts of things as well. Alrighty, looks like we have a quick question here. I'm going to see what's going on here. Yes, Porch. I believe it's Porch. Yeah, if you go an Android, I got my cell phone here in my hand. Hold on. I think you just look up Porch app. Or where is it? Hold on. Oh, give me a second here. Oh, I'm sorry. It's Perch. Oops. It's actually Perch. P-E-R-C-H. Whoops, no wonder I couldn't find it. It's actually called Perch. Like a bird perching on, hold on here. Yeah, here it is. The actual app is called Perch Small Business. I'm going to type this in here. By closely. So I put that in the tool there. Perch Small Business by Closely Incorporated is the app. So definitely get that one. It gives you reviews, social posts, and promotions for you and your competition all in one place. That's what they say in the summary. So yeah, definitely use that. I know on Android they have it. It's probably also on iPhone. I don't guarantee that. The basic version of it is free. And of course, like all apps, they have limitations, and of course they're trying to upsell you on whatever else. Anyway, moving along here. So build your social media, create content, use events. And so here's a sample from one of the Constant Contact events, where basically what they did was they took a picture of this nice lady doing this presentation, and then they just used some software to put this nice caption on it. And so quick and simple, then they can post it to Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, etc. Here's a couple tools you can use for adding captions. One is called WordSwag. With WordSwag, that is on iPhone only. Overgram is for iPhone or Android phones. And here's a couple things as well. With WordSwag, it was really interesting. I found this sample of this really nice photo that basically what they did was with WordSwag, they created this beautiful caption with these really nice fonts. And so WordSwag is a very powerful tool, and you can create some really nice stuff either for a blog post or for Instagram, etc. And you can always use PowerPoint presentations. Sometimes people overthink it and think, oh, I have to go get this software. I don't want to learn a new program. If you know PowerPoint, if you have PowerPoint on your computer, if you have OpenOffice, which also has something very similar, you can just do something there. Canva's another nice one. I've used Canva a few times. PicMonkey, I've heard of PicMonkey. I've not used it. I heard it's really nice. Pablo, I have used Pablo. That's a really simple program to use. It is free, and basically you have some images, and then you can create text on top of images. So the whole point of something like Pablo is you're creating those text with an image with text on top, and it makes great photos for Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, all those kind of sites where you want to use a photo. Pixlr. Pixlr is like a free version of Photoshop, and so I use it quite a bit. I don't have Photoshop on my computer anymore, just bogs it down. But I like Pixlr. It's free. It's online. You can crop it, paste it, do most of what you can do in Photoshop, and really enhance your photos, and it's free. So it's ad supported, so I really like that. So what you can do is create compelling visual content with simple text over background and images. Because that's what you want. You want creating compelling content. Now with that said, you definitely want to make sure that your photos you're using are not copyright protected. Definitely either take your own photos or find public domain photos, or places like iStock Photo, you can buy photos as well. Usually they're only like $1 or $2. They're not too expensive, so definitely want to make sure that you are following all the rules when you're creating photos for that. Some of these programs have photos built in, by the way. I know Canva specifically has, they have a photo editing thing that's built into it, and you can actually buy photos directly from Canva, and that way you don't have to worry about copyright. And we got quick questions. Let me see. Perch is actually not really like Hootsuite. Perch is more a monitoring tool. Hootsuite is for posting things out there. The real benefit of Hootsuite is for posting on multiple places at the same time. Perch is more related to monitoring. You don't really use it to post. You really use it to see what people are doing. And so the nice thing about it is it's anonymous. So like, for example, if you want to see what your competition's doing, but you don't want to like your competitor on Facebook, and you want to see it all in one place, Perch is really good for that. All right, so apps. Moving on here. So there's a few different apps. So Feedly, we discussed that a minute ago. I'm going to go through that a little more detail in a bit. Flipboard, very similar to Feedly, where you find content you can share. Next one's Hootsuite. We looked at that a minute ago. Hootsuite's closest competitor is a site called Buffer, which is very similar to a scheduling tool. And finally, we have Pocket. And Pocket is really more like Feedly. I wish they put these in a different order, because Pocket and Feedly are very, very similar. They're both tools to find content you want to share. So Feedly, we went through this a minute ago, and I'm going to go through a live demo in a minute, so I'm going to go through this kind of quick. But with Feedly, what you do is you follow different websites, and then it creates this nice thing on the right side where you have content that you can share. Flipboard, very similar. You look up different content, and then you have a whole list there, and you can look up topics and create a whole little thing within Flipboard, and then use that to share it. Hootsuite is more of a scheduling tool, but you can also look at what's being mentioned online. Buffer's got a couple different things. So Buffer, they have the queue, which is basically where you're adding things. They also have a suggestions tool where you can add topics and then add those to your buffer. And finally, Pocket. Pocket's very similar to Feedly, where you'd have a whole list of suggested articles, and then you can share those as well. And so I know I got these little screen shares, but I think it's easier with the live demonstration. So I'm going to take a quick second to show you a couple of these live here. So first I'm going to start with Feedly. So with Feedly, you can see on the left side, I already have a few things I'm following. Some not really for my website, but more just personal. I went to Auburn University, so of course I have to follow Auburn football like any good football fan. I have to follow my school. And then what you can do is read the stories. And then over here on the right side, if you want to add it to buffer. So for example, I want to buffer that, I would just hit that. It should pop up this little screen, and then hit add to queue to add it to buffer. And then so you can actually go through all these different sections and just find the content, just scroll through it. And then over here we've got, you can search. So say I wanted to add something else to my Feedly account. Mashable, I like Mashable, they have some good content, so you just hit this and then decide what category you want to put it in. And then now Mashable should show up. Oh, here it is. Right there. So now it shows up here on the left. And then so what you do is just go through these and decide, oh, this article looks interesting. You click on the article, make sure to read it, make sure the content's good, it's something you want. And then you say, yes, I want to use that. If you want to directly post it, you can click on one of these buttons, or if you want to use it through Buffer or Hootsuite, just go over here and hit that button there. But that's the 10-second view of how to use Feedly to find content. And so definitely check it out. I'm on the free plan, so definitely you can use the free version. Next we have Pocket. Pocket's very similar to Feedly. It's basically the same thing. That what you do is you look through it and say, okay, I like this article. Go here to the share box. And again, I can share it on Facebook, send it on Twitter, send it to a friend, or more importantly, send it on Buffer. So again, if I wanted to buffer it, I would just go there, and then it's already got a nice little photo. It's got a nice little headline. They do ask for a special message on Facebook, something about the way it's connected to Facebook. So definitely create the information there. Go right here, hit add to queue if you want to do it immediately, or if you want to schedule it later, you can actually go right here with a schedule post and say I want it to go tomorrow. That time, hit schedule, and then it goes right in. Next we have Buffer itself. So Buffer is, you can share things directly on Buffer. And as you can see, you can select which site you want it to go on. So post it to my Facebook site, my Google+, my Twitter, LinkedIn. I had Pinterest, but it is locked because that is a advanced or a paid. To post on Pinterest, you do need a paid plan on Buffer, which I don't have at the moment. But if you want to add a photo or video, you can go over here, grab a photo off your website, add that, and then add it to your queue, either now, later, schedule it. And then over here is the posts. So we were talking about that a minute ago, where there are different suggested posts. And actually all these are actually from my website. Let's see here. Yeah, this first couple are from my website. Or you can scroll down here and see, okay, I really like this one right here. Hit rebuffer, and then it will actually go and put that into your queue. I'll do that now. And then you can either add to the queue now, share it for later, or schedule it. So looks like we had a couple questions here. Let me check out these questions. Yeah, there is a limit. I believe it's one per network. So you get a LinkedIn account, a Twitter account, Google Plus. So yeah, it is limited. So very similar to Hootsuite, it is limited, which is why my Pinterest was locked out because I was over the limits for the free account. But the paid plan is only $10 a month. But right now I do a lot of things just other ways, and so I currently don't have the paid plan at the moment. But definitely look at what you're doing, see if it's worth paying the $10, and if it is, then go ahead and get it. Alrighty, moving on. So the art of not overthinking, get it out of your head. Be curious, be you, be fun, enjoy this. It can be fun. And block out some time and really just do it. You don't have to make it this big chore. So some next steps, set up an RSS Reader with Feedly or something similar. This is being recorded, so if you want to watch it again, definitely watch this again. Set up a social media management tool with Buffer, Feedly, etc. Start identifying content to share. Figure out what your audience is looking for and share it with them. Excuse me a second, I'll get a drink of water. And schedule and share curated content. Share that out there. Have fun, be yourself. So remember, write for your audience, not for you. Use your links, keep it relevant, short, and focused. Measure what works best. For those of you who use Constant Contact, they do have analytics, and if you're not familiar with their analytics, look through my webinars on mr-leaks.com. I actually did a whole webinar about analytics specifically. See who opened your email, see what they clicked on. That'll give you a clue of what your audience is interested in, then post more of that. So some 3 easy steps. Begin with your last customer question. Think about when you go to a networking event, what do people ask you? Whenever you meet with a prospect, even if they don't buy from you, or especially if they don't buy with you, what did they ask? What objections are they giving you that maybe can be addressed in a blog post? And then find some pictures, write some paragraphs, and then create those enticing calls to action. So any questions before we wrap up here? Alrighty, everybody got shy all of a sudden. We'll go ahead and finalize this. I'll give you my contact info. Oh, we got one more question. Fingers right when I said any questions. How long per week to invest? It really just depends on you. It depends what kind of business you have. I say 20 to 30 minutes a week is good. It doesn't have to be like all day and all night. Really just take the time to, create this 4 or 5 posts and just do it. It doesn't have to be an insane amount of time. Like I said, if you block it all out using Hootsuite or Buffer, any tools like that, you can get it done pretty quick. All right, so I'm a solution provider with Constant Contact. As a solution provider, I'm a partner with them, and I can actually help you with your account, help you grow your Constant Contact list, help you with marketing, your email marketing and other types of marketing. So for those of your current Constant Contact customers, I'll talk to you right now, that are not working with a solution provider, I want to invite you to join my partnership. And when you join my partnership, here's what you get. The first thing you get is a dedicated customer support person to help you, which means that I like to review your campaign. So maybe you're sending a couple things out, and you're not sure, well, does this look good? What do I say? What do I need to do? Send those emails to me. Let me review them. No charge. Constant Contact does pay me to be a part of this solution provider program, and so as part of their payment to me, I'm helping review your campaigns. Here's a huge one. Claim all the discounts you're entitled to. Constant Contact has numerous partnerships. I talk to people all the time that don't realize how many partnerships they have, and whether it's a chamber, SPDC, SCORE, nonprofits, associations. I can help you claim all that. So if your current Constant Contact customers not sure if you're getting all the discounts you're entitled to, please reach out to me. My email is right there, cscarpero@gmail. Reach out to me and I'll help you claim all those other discounts and help you with all those other things as well. Like I said, there's some partner discount programs, United Way, Chamber of Commerce, SBDC. And with the chambers, it depends on which chamber. So if you are looking for a chamber discount, let me know which chamber you're part of so I can look it up in the system and see if your chamber qualifies. If your chamber is not a part of the partner program, we can definitely help you as well with become a part of that program. So for those that are not using Constant Contact currently, I want to invite you to take it for a spin. The basic plan is only $20 a month, up to 500 contacts, which includes basic email campaigns, contact management, social sharing. The essential plan is the full toolkit, includes the plus campaigns, landing pages, detail tracking, all the bells and whistles, only $45 a month. Finally, the ultimate package, that's for someone that just says, you know what, hey, just do it for me. You'll get the full toolkit, personal coach who knows your business. It's only $195 a month. That actually includes the essential plan. So it's only $150 a month for that coach, but you're taking a lot of work off your plate. So definitely worth it. And here's just a breakdown of everything included. Like I said, everything is recorded. So if you want to watch this later, or if you have any additional questions, feel free to reach out to me. With Constant Contact, there is a 30-day money-back guarantee, no questions asked, so there really is no risk on your part. But remember this, knowledge plus action equals success. You know, I gave you, I don't know how 30 minutes of knowledge here, but you need to take action on it. You know, some of you are going to say, well, that was fun and go do something else today. And some of you, I know, are going to take some massive action, and the action takers are going to see success. And sometimes that action is just doing it yourself. You know, say, you know what, I'm going to take some time and build out my social media. For some of you, you're just so overwhelmed, you just don't have time. And you know what? Get help. I'm here to help you. I'll give you some information at the very end of this webinar where you can reach out if you need that help. And so here are some free gifts. Try Constant Contact for free for the next 60 days at mr-leads.com/cc. No cost or obligation. Just log in, try it out. You'll have a coach that walks you through it. I'll be available as well to help you out. Also, anyone on this call today, I want to invite you to a free 20-minute marketing consultation where I will actually review your online marketing, see where it can be improved, and then see if I can help you. So go to mr-leads.com/consultation to schedule that. We're going to take a few last-minute questions. Look, we have a couple already in here. Will I send the presentation? Yes, this thing is being recorded today. I will actually send that out to you in the next couple hours. I'll also give you guys a copy of the PowerPoints. So definitely, if you want to review this, you can. Thank you guys so much for being on the webinar this afternoon. Really appreciate it. I look forward to talking to you soon. Have a great afternoon.